What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? Nathan and Alan here. We are your Heel Brothers. And Alan, we got ourselves yet another game to preview and predict today. How are you doing this evening, good sir?
Fantastic.
You ready to get into this thing?
Let's get into it.
Let's break into the tale of the tape. The North Carolina Tar Heels take on the visiting James Madison Dukes out of Harrisburg, Virginia, in Chapel Hill this Saturday, September 21st at 12 p.m. on the ACC network. North Carolina currently opens up as a 10.5-point favorite. James Madison comes in with brand new first-time head coach Bob Chesney. In his first season, currently they are 2-0 coming off a bye week this past week. And his overall record as a head coach, and he's never coached at this level before, is 113-46. The James Madison Dukes are currently coming into the Sun Belt. This is their second season inside of the Sun Belt. They, back in 2022, departed the CAA for the Sun Belt. They became the second program behind UCF to play at all four levels. In 2022, JMU became the first ever first-year FBS team to be ranked as they finished 8-3 on their season. In 2023, they finished 11-1 and was ranked at 18th. They hosted College Game Day for the first time since 2017, and coming into 2024, they lost head coach Kurt Signetti, which had built a winner inside of James Madison. Current season stat leaders for the JMU Dukes are quarterback Alonzo Barnett. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 207 pounds. He has 354 yards of passing at a 60% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 5 sacks on the season. Their star running back, very formally known as we know over here at North Carolina as George Pettaway. He is a sophomore, 5'10", 199 pounds. He has rushed for 114 yards on 18 carries, 1 touchdown, and is averaging 6.3 yards per carry. Their star wide receiver, Omarion Dollison, is a senior, 5'10", 181 pounds. He currently has 80 yards on the season on 2 receptions, 1 touchdown. In the offseason, they brought in 11 transfers, a total of 64 brand new players, and 25 new coaches. 3 out of 5 starters are back on the offensive line, but the big storyline about this and coming into this game is George Pettaway, who is the star running back that North Carolina brought in a couple of seasons ago with Omarion Hampton, a 4-star out of the state of Virginia. After a couple of seasons of it just not working at North Carolina, he makes his way back to Virginia, to Harrisburg, to team up with the James Madison Dukes. Gonna be interesting, I guess scenario this coming weekend. It's been talked about a lot within North Carolina and JMU circles. It's going to be an interesting time, but I'm looking forward to it. In the last game that the James Madison Dukes played, it was a 13-6 win against Gardner Webb, where Barnett threw for 135 yards, went 14-22, and didn't have a touchdown on the day. Their star running back in Pettaway led the team in rushing yards with 84 yards on 10 carries, averaging 8.4 yards per carry. And Pettaway also led them in receiving yards with 32 yards receiving. It was a bad day for the James Madison Dukes against Gardner Webb after coming off a big win against Charlotte in Jerry Richardson Stadium, where they beat the 49ers 30-7 with some big-time explosive plays on the back half of that game. North Carolina is coming in off of a 45-10 win against the North Carolina Central Eagles. It was not a pretty game for North Carolina, as in going into the fourth quarter, as you know very well, as you got to see live and in person, Carolina had only a 17-10 lead over the NC Central Eagles. In that game, Connor Harrell, the The big storyline for North Carolina was Connor Harrell after Max Johnson was gone, coming in, starting his second game, and on the third series, Connor Harrell was no more as Jacoby Criswell entered the game and stayed in for a majority of the game as well, as he finished on the day with 161 yards passing and 1 touchdown. Armarian Hampton had himself a day, 210 yards rushing on 25 carries. And the entire running back room had themselves a day as Carolina finished with 330 yards rushing. Alan, the conversation coming into this game for North Carolina is their quarterback situation, as Mac Brown and Chip Lindsey and some of the players of Selfton said that North Carolina's going to be playing 2 quarterbacks going forward. That brings us to this Saturday, man. We've done the tell of the tape. We know a little bit about JMU. If you haven't watched the scouting report, be sure and go do that. JMU Sound Off, Michael from the JMU Sound Off came on, had a good time with us. It was a fantastic time. You can learn a lot more about JMU there. Let's talk about this game, Al. We got ourselves a doozy, if you will, in this game. Now, this is a game that personally I have been looking forward to for a year now. I was looking forward to it last year, seeing how JMU was doing. I wasn't expecting Kurt Signetti to be gone, but he is. They bring in a guy at Bob Chesney's only coached at D2 and 3 levels. I think his last spot was at Holy Cross, if I remember correctly here. But JMU's been a team that, as we talked about, has been on the move a lot. You know, they left the CAA in 2022, entered the Sun Belt. They've played at all 4 levels now. They are, you know, the first team, the first year FBS team to be ranked. They had a great year last year, ended 11-1 last year. Didn't get to play a bowl game, and they've had a lot of success given the levels that they have been at. College Game Day loves them to death. Me and you've talked to Michael about that from the JMU Sound Off. They hosted, I think they said they've hosted College Game Day, 3-4 times at their campus. Carolina's only hosted it once, truly, at their campus. It's interesting, man. Let me get your thoughts. Alan, how do you see this Carolina team facing up against a JMU team that has a lot of potential, got a lot of brand new faces? They're still trying to figure things out. They've only had 2 games to play. Looked good in the latter half of the Charlotte game. Looked really bad against Gardner Webb. Tell me what you think Carolina needs to do to take care of this team.
They can just run the ball. That'd probably get it done against JMU. I think their rushing attack, whether, Marion Hampton or Goss, for that matter, hand it to Marion 25 times in the first half, hand it to Goss 25 times in the second half, and you probably still win by 2 touchdowns. Your offensive line might be tired. Your quarterback really didn't do anything. But you could probably get it done that way. But that's not fun football. It's not 1997 anymore.
I don't even think they were doing anything that extreme back in 97. Jesus.
Probably not. But you could do it. And, it'd probably be successful. You control the clock as long as you're getting your first downs. But you got to find out if North Carolina has a quarterback. So what better way to find out if North Carolina has a quarterback than throw it 60 times?
Oh, dear God almighty.
In a game. I don't know if North Carolina wins that way. But you probably need to at least let Criswell throw the ball 20 times, 25 times, maybe 30 times. Just to see if he can complete the passes, I believe. I mean, of course, you're going to hand it to Marion probably on first down. But second, third down should be for Criswell. If it's like a 4th and 1, yeah, you probably give it to Marion then too. But I mean, North Carolina's got to figure out this quarterback situation. They can say all they want. They're going to run 2 quarterbacks. They said they was going to run 2 quarterbacks in Minnesota. that wasn't
I
the
think that's I
case.
think that's a key part you're hitting right there. Go ahead.
um, yeah, I don't think they're. I think that's coaches speak. They don't want to say, yeah, Jacoby has showed us enough to be our starter. Then Connor Harrell's confidence hits the tank. Then in the third quarter of the Duke game, Jacoby breaks his ankle, and then Connor's got to come in with the confidence of a goldfish in a pond full of barracuda, and then at that point you got nothing. You might be better off putting Merdinger in if Connor ain't got the confidence. So I think the coach is just saying, yeah, we're going to play two, or we're going to ride the hot hand. So I mean, is Jacoby going to start the game, get 2 series, and Connor's going to come in, or what if Jacoby has 2 series and the game's 14-0 in North Carolina's favor? You're going to bring Connor in. What if Connor goes 2, 3 and outs? You're going to bring Jacoby back in because what does that say to Connor? Well, Connor can't move the ball. So at that point, if Connor comes in and doesn't accomplish anything, then I don't think he should get on the field. I mean, you see what's going on with the Carolina Panthers. I think Bryce Young had like 6 completions for 8 yards. What is that?
Wait, wait a minute. Are we comparing North Carolina to the Carolina Panthers right now?
No, I'm comparing the quarterback situation that North Carolina has to the Carolina Panthers.
This is a new low on this show. I'm not gonna lie. This is a whole new low. Continue what you're saying. Go ahead, sir. This is this is a new low.
I mean, do you think the quarterback I mean, you watched the first half of the NCCU game.
I did.
Do you think that was outstanding quarterback play the first 2 drives?
No, I do not. I'm absolutely do not.
Do you think there was outstanding quarterback play against Charlotte?
Outstanding, no. Promising, somewhat. Yeah, I thought it was promising.
Okay, so you thought it was promising against Charlotte. We take a step down in competition,
Hmm.
and then it was god awful.
Yeah, I think it's 2 drives now. I mean, and when we'll kind of steer this thing back to JMU a little bit. I don't. I think the plug was pulled a little early, but it was situational football, and evidently they already said they had that built in. So I'll take them at their word when they say that. And it
Yeah,
just seemingly worked with Jacoby, but I
I
think
mean,
you ultimately ended up finding something with him. But that's just neither here nor there. Back to JMU.
yeah. I mean, well, part of the JMU game is figuring out who your quarterback is.
Yep.
I mean, again, this should be another tune-up game.
Hmm.
To get yourself ready for ACC play. The fact that the line is 10.5 points, that's kind of funny because we're in Keenan, and I think that's due to the quarterback situation.
Yeah, I believe so.
Um, but even with a high school quarterback that can just complete 2, 3 yard completions, you got him around Hampton, Jadavion Goss. I'm not sure if Barlow. I mean, you got running backs by committee. I mean,
Yeah.
and an offensive line that's should be able to plow the field, so to speak, and
Everybody
get some
should be
lanes.
back this week. The only notable injury that's not coming back is Kamen Rucker. I know. I think Nate McCullum is on watch list this week,
Yeah,
so he should have everybody basically.
but I heard Banfield warmed up last week, but just wasn't going to go.
Right.
Blasky, I don't think Blasky warmed up at all. I'm not sure if Blasky will play in this game either. To be honest,
I believe that he will. He needs the reps.
well, he might need the reps, but if it's a severe high ankle sprain,
Well, they were
like
talking
some,
pretty optimistically about him last week, and I think they just pulled the plug, considering it's supposed to be a step down. Even though I think he needed the reps, but it kind of depends. Everybody's saying they should be back this week, so we'll see.
um, but I mean, I think Greenberg's doing a good job, but
Yeah, tough dude.
But Banfield, he's definitely a step up at that left guard spot. So you definitely want him back in there. Although Malik McGowan, he needs the reps too eventually,
Mhm.
I suppose. But no, I mean this is a get right game before you kick off ACC play, because after this game, there's no get right games.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, I appreciate that synopsis there. I see what you're saying, but let me shed some light on what's going to be happening Saturday at 12 o'clock. I'm gonna be rolling up in there. I'm gonna have myself a good old time. If you're a Carolina fan, be sure. If you see me, say what's up. Let's talk Carolina football. Why not? Heck, we're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a fun day. I'm gonna check out this whole block party deal. It's gonna be a good time. But when I get into the stadium and I get in them
you gonna
seats,
get your picture of Ransby?
potentially if he's out there, we'll see. If he is,
It's
then
gonna be out
yes,
there.
absolutely. So there we go. I have a stick Phillip out there, my buddy there. So when I get in those seats, 12 o'clock, and Carolina kicks off right there, right? North
Oop.
Carolina is going to come out there. Defense is going to handle their business because I think Jeff Collins, but he's just getting tuned up. This defensive line has been looking so good. Now, don't get me wrong. They're pretty big up there at JMU. They got some good, decent lines. But I think Jabari Ritzie has another Jabari Ritzie game. I think Travis Shaw continues to get better and better each week. I think we're going to see a flash from Tyler Thompson once again. I think Amari Campbell is going to keep doing Amari Campbell things. I think Power Eccles is going to do Power Eccles things. And I think that Caleb Koss, this is the game he starts to really put it all together. I think this is going to be the best complete game that we've saw from Caleb Koss yet. Not a bad half and a good half, or not getting picked on like he did against Charlotte, not having a good half like he did against NC Central, but a great half on the back end of that game. I think this is going to be a complete game from NC Central or from Caleb Koss, unlike he had in NC Central. I do believe North Carolina rolls Jacoby Criswell out. They may play Connor some. I do believe you have a better chance of Connor when they say playing two quarterbacks. I believe a better chance of that happening this week, unlike you did against Minnesota. But I do believe it's going to be primarily situational. I do believe if you're going to see Connor Harrell, it's going to be with a lead because Jacoby Criswell's led the team and put the team in good positions to build up a maybe 2-3 touchdown lead against JMU. And I ultimately think North Carolina is going to come out there. They're going to handle their business. Amari Hampton's going to have his day. I think Davion Goss and Charleston French are going to spell some minutes for Amari. And I don't think he'll have 25 carries this game because he won't have to have 25 carries this game. I think Carolina rolls all the way to a 35-14 victory against the JMU Dukes. I may even bring my own dagger. I'm going to get some Carolina blue and white streamers, and I'm going to be chucking them bad boys. Every time we get a touchdown, I'm just going to be chucking them left, right, center. I'm going to be on the upper deck. I'm going to be up there. I'm going to be up in this area up here. And I'm going to be chucking them bad boys over the top. Throwing my own streamers. It's going to be a good day in Chapel Hill. Last day of non-conference. I think Carolina goes 4-0 in the non-conference and rolls. Knocks off the Aldi brand Duke to get ready for the real one next week and defend our victory bell. Score prediction, sir.
Somebody's had a Red Bull or something.
No,
You're
sir, man. I am
you're
excited
you're,
about
you're
Carolina
chipper.
football, and I think I am proud of this team and the way that they're playing. I understand they had a bad 3 quarters against NC Central, but they came out. Defense still held them to 10 points. They scored to 10 points. That was the best thing they could do. NC Central come out and had the best drive of their lives. Scored a touchdown. Was in position to score a field goal. Congratulations. Good damn. They did that job. But Carolina's defense, when they said no, they said no. We ain't doing that no more. We're done with this. You sit down. They clipped the Eagles' wings. Carolina got rolling offensively, and Carolina did their thing. Jacoby Criswell is getting better. He is a lot more seasoned. He looks the part. He's cool. He's comfortable, and he's calm in the pocket. He can scramble out if he needs to. He's not the fastest runner. He don't even have to be. This is a guy that was battling Drake May a couple of years ago. This is a
Faster
guy
than
that's
Max
battling
Johnson.
KJ Jefferson last year. Huh?
He's run faster than Max Johnson.
Even more of a reason. I like Jacoby Criswell. I think he's going to be right. I like him in the number 12. He looks just like Marquise Williams running out there. I like it, and I'm rolling with him. I think he gets better this week. He knocks some more rust off. He's putting in a lot of time and effort. I like what he's doing, and Carolina's just going to continue rolling, man. I like this team. They are only getting better. That's the thing. Like, they are getting better week by week, and we are seeing the progression. As soon as quarterback play catches up, which I think you're going to start to see that this week, I think you're going to have one of the most well-rounded teams that Carolina's fielded since Mac Brown's come back. Maybe outside of their second year, when he made it to the Orange Bowl. Outside of that year, I think you're pushing it because over the last couple of years, you've had great offenses, crap defenses. Okay, defense has picked up their level. Offense has come down a little bit, but they're starting to meet in the middle and play that comparable football. I love it. I'm having a good time, and I'm looking forward to it, sir. Give me that score prediction. I want it right now. Give it to me.
Let's see. You said 35-14, so that's a 21-point spread.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 27-14.
Okay.
I just think JMU's a little better than NC Central, and until we get a quarterback, until we get consistent quarterback play, offense is at a premium. And North Carolina only managed 17 points in 3 quarters against Central, so I like 27-14. I will go 27-13. 27-13.
Defense holds no 2 touchdowns. They get 2 field goals.
Yeah, 27-13. I like that. I like the 27-13. And Petaway's the one that scores the touchdown.
We'll see. He did not score a touchdown last week, but the backup Purdy.
They didn't play last week, did they?
Or the 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry. Against Gardner-Webb, Tyler Purdy or Purtis, I forget exactly who it was, scored the touchdown, the backup running back there. Their offense over there is not too good, in my opinion. And I'm giving them 14, and I'm being nice with that. I am. I'm saying
Actually, I'll go 27-9. I don't think they score a touchdown.
Well, that's a complete 3 field goals. I'll take that. I'll take that game. But hey, dude, here's the biggest part.
27-9.
Here's the biggest part. About 27-9. That's your official prediction. I said 35-14. You said 27-9. Okay, cool. No problem. Here's the bigger deal. North Carolina fans, we got to show up and we got to show out. There's going to be a lot of them James Madison Dukes coming down from Virginia, and evidently they're a loud and rowdy bunch. Now, they're coming into Kenan Stadium. They can get all loud and rowdy over there in Harrisburg. But this is Chapel Hill. This is Kenan Stadium. This is our town. This is our turf. They could take their streamers, and then we'll keep them in their pocket. Defense shut them down. No touchdowns. Nothing. Don't give them nothing. I'm being nice. I'm giving them 14. Defense, you don't give them jack. Jeff Collins, Nah. That's what. We got to show up. We got to show out. We got to be loud. We got to be excited. We have to be the best Carolina fans that we have been in quite some time. That's what we need. Last week, Carolina fans let down that football team out. You can speak to that. You can speak to it. It was bad. It wasn't good. I understand it's Central, but still, don't matter. You only get 12 of these, man. 12, 13 if you win 6. If you get there more than that, holy crap, then you really have something to cheer about at that point in time. Let's just call that what it is. Anyway, Carolina fans, let's show up, let's show out, let's be loud. If you're in the upper decks, right there at the 50-yard line on the front row, guess what, baby? I'm going to be right there. I'm definitely going to be loud, so go ahead and get ready for it. Go ahead. If you're not for that old loud rowdiness, take a Xanax before you get there. You're going to be all right, because that's what we're going to do. We're Carolina fans. We get loud, we get excited, we get passionate. We are Tar Heels, and we are going to hold that standard. If Mac Brown and them are going to hold to the standard, we're setting one right now. This guy, I'm setting a standard right now for us. Let's hold to it and let's get after it. It's going to be a fun time. We're looking forward to it. If you are brand new to the channel and you've never saw us before and you're like all this good, fun, crazy,
I might have a watch
stuff,
party.
There you go. Might have a watch party as well. So if you're not up in the stands cheering with me, you can be on the live stream chilling with him, having a good time. And actually, technically, it's this way. I'm pointing down.
Yeah. High five.
You're over here.
High five. High five.
Yeah. Hey.
Huh.
You can be hanging out with him in
No.
the watch party. Be sure
One,
hang out. If you're brand new to the channel,
two,
be sure hit that subscribe button, hit
three.
that like button, tell all your Tar Heel friends about it. There you go, man. There's your high fives. All the live long day. And follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify. Let's have a good time, man. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always,
Woo! Go Heels.
go Heels.
You don't want none!
I'm good, I would need, I would die, 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 I would need, I would die.
What are you looking at?
I'm going to purge after this.
You going to purge? Jesus Christ.